You shall know them by their fruits. We've all heard that one before. All right, I have to adhere to that, guys, because I've been burned too many times in the past by ignoring stuff, by ignoring people's past behavior, knowing good and damn well what they do, and then when they do the shit to me or involve me in the same type of fuckery, well, I act like I'm surprised and hurt by it. Okay, so all right. And the only reason I'm doing this, guys, these two guys that I'm going to talk about, I don't have beef with. All right. They're doing their thing. God love them. They've never done anything to me personally. And, it's just so many people are individually contacting me with stuff and putting stuff in comments and everything. So I just want to address it all at once. So I don't have to explain to everybody separately and all this shit, right? So this is about Perez Hilton and Sir Morbid, okay? So many people at first were contacting me about Perez Hilton when that shit was going on. Perez Hilton when that shit was going on. And I got no beef with him, man. He's very successful. That's his niche is gossip, though. He's a gossip columnist. He's a digital gossip columnist, is what he is. All right. And that's cool, man. He's a multimillionaire. I've known of him for several years, and that's his thing. But guys, I'm serious. I'm serious as shit about this, man. I'm serious as fucking cardiac arrest about this. Whether you want to think I'm crazy, a conspiracy theorist, what have you, I'm serious about every fucking word I say on here. Okay? And he is not. Now, when I say this, though, I'm not on here for shits and giggles and for bullshit. I'm very serious about this shit. Okay? And I'm representing a whole organization, too, by the way. Let's keep that in mind. This is not just my channel. I have to keep reiterating that. And, for all we know, other people could pop up here anytime if they wanted to. No one's talked about wanting to do it yet, but that's always been up in the air. If anyone wants to come on here otherwise and introduce themselves and make some videos. Okay? So, but I got to keep true to myself, because these people are coming in my comments and stuff asking me to go on there. And like I said, I don't take me wrong, guys. These other people that went on there, I'm not discounting their work, and I'm not saying that they're not serious, because they're very serious, the people that went on there. I'm not saying anything about whoever went on there, Fancy Maselli, Nina, I believe Becca, Ashley Baby, Audrey, all them that went on there with Perez Hilton. I'm not saying that they're unserious, but he is. Even the way he's interacting with them, they're trying to tell him good shit, and he's like, okay, so Ryan said this about so and so, and then, well, what about Bree? And then isn't that her friend that says that? And he's a gossip, and that's fine. That's fine. But I also know he's used to do some real salacious shit and cause a lot of trouble between people and all that too. And a couple people also pointed this out to me, more than one. And I didn't even notice it, guys, that on his right wrist, he had a band that looked to be purple or pink. I mean, pink or red, they said. Now, I'm not saying that this is anything. This could very well be. I know he's got a daughter and a son at least. This could very well be he was putting his daughter's hair up that morning, and, he's got a band left on his arm. I've done that with my daughters when they were little. I got bands on my fucking wrist right now, because if I go to eat, or sometimes other things where my hair's starting to get in my way for whatever reason, I pull it up real quick, right? Well, it could be that. But it also could be a Kabbalah, ancient Jewish mysticism Kabbalah bracelet. And he could be of the synagogue of Satan. The fake Jews now, they're running the world, and when he rose to the top real quick, he's got a bunch of money and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm not saying he is at all. I'm not saying that at all. I got zero information, zero evidence, zero even it looks like he's ever done a thing. I don't see him doing symbolism. I'm not saying that at all. Please don't say that. Don't put words in my mouth. But if that man is Kabbalah, then okay, because those people are the Kabbalah people that do that ancient mysticism bullshit are of the synagogue of Satan. Jesus warned us about this over 2,000 years ago. He told us There will be a group of people that come along and they will say that they are Jews, but they are not. They do lie, and they are of the synagogue of Satan. All right? And that's who they are. Okay? All right. But I'm not saying that. But anyway, he's gossiping. And you guys, and you can go watch every little interview or live battle or whatever the fuck that was between him and our creators. Every one of them, he was just downplaying and making it look like it was just whatever. This is a serious fucking matter here. There's a man doing life in prison without the possibility of parole because this motherfucker set him up, and he's disabled, set him up, turned it all around, and he come over there to stab a dead body, and this bitch is out gallivanting, prancing around, pretending like she's got a goddamn baby. This is serious. This is not gossip. So, Perez is out. Now, Sir Morbid. And Fran, I love you. You know you're one of my favorites. I know you're going to watch this. You watch everything. I love you so much. You know that. But I can't do this, man. I can't do Morbid. Couple things. Number one, guys, and I don't know if I've communicated this to you directly, because if I did, you probably wouldn't have asked me. So I don't think I ever did. And I've never made a video saying it. So I'm going to say it now to everyone. There are several people on TikTok, though, that have asked me to come live with them. I'm not going to name them. It doesn't matter. Several people. Most of them I all like, you know, and get along with and shit. And I have to turn them down because, again, guys, this channel is not this is my organization. This is our channel. I'm just the one doing the videos and representing it right now. I'm retired and I got time, and they just, you know. So, God damn, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, anyway, so Morbid, I can't go on there, man, because I made this pact with them that said no lives, and there's a very good reason they don't want me going on lives, and it's a very valid reason. I'm not going to disclose why, but it's a very good, valid reason, and I get it. But unless and until I get on a live with Gypsy, and I don't give a fuck who moderates it, but it needs to be me and her only and a moderator. And she needs to be in plain sight, and I'll be in plain sight too. Not that it matters. I want to ask the questions. And I want to ask her some very pointed questions. A little mini cross-examination, if you will. And I want it to be just me and her, and I want her to look in the camera, and I don't want her, got Bree and fucking Humpty Dumpty Big Sheena on the side, you know, lead pipe mama on the side helping her and coaching her. Because I need to question her live. And until that bitch pops my cherry, I can't go on live anymore. I just can't. And I'm not. Anyway. And I shouldn't. And as far as Morbid goes, again, I popped in some of his lives here and there before, when last time he was on. He's funny. He's cool. He's all that, whatever. He's got a whole bunch of groupies. It's cool. You know? I don't give a shit. People are coming at me talking about, because I've had a few people ask me to go on there, that Morbid wants you to go on there, but I've had 10 times the amount contacting me, and even saying it right straight up out in the comments too, in front of everybody. The last thing you need to do, Karma Collector, is go on Morbid. All right? Because, I mean, I don't give a shit about his past. I don't care what they're saying all these things about him. I don't care about all that. Okay? But, you know, I just can't do it anyway. And then I saw, and I just want to say this, I got no beef with him. I told you that. I think he's funny. But and I'm just putting this out there. A lot of people try to tell me that he's on the Blanchard's payroll, and that's very clear to everybody. Well, I don't know that. I can't say that. I'm not going to just say that about someone. But it is a little suspect that a couple months ago he decides to take his channel in another direction, he says, and that exactly when the heat's on with these videos in FOIA, he pops up again as a distraction. And you can get on there and you can talk about little stupid bullshit and justice for Dee Dee. Well, let's just focus on justice for Dee Dee, which I don't know what they think justice for Dee Dee is going to be. Until Jesus himself returns and deals with that nasty bitch. What do you mean? There can't be any justice for Dee Dee. She's gone. No one's going to get arrested or anything over it again. That's not going to happen. So what do you mean justice for Dee Dee? That doesn't even make sense anymore. Justice for Nick makes sense. Justice for Nick makes sense. If somehow someone could, I don't know how that would work, but, if that bitch, all that bitch Gypsy's got to do is go tell him the truth, what happened. They can't do anything to her now. Jeopardy's attached. And she could at least get him a reduced sentence or something. But she's a piece of shit, and she won't. And they can't touch her, and she knows it, and her attorney knows it, and everyone knows it. All right, but anyway, you shall know them by their fruits, though, guys. His display with Audrey the other night, Audrey is one of the most comprehensive, her videos are, and I'm comprehensive, not the right word, but maybe I don't know. They're matter of fact. They're complete. They're matter of fact. They make sense. They're not, there's nothing open at the end where it's like, well, what is she talking? They're concise. She's got no skin in the game. She said up to them and everyone, look, I'm not making money on here. Just like me. We're not going to monetize. You know what? If I'm doing this anyway for fun, would I mind getting a fucking check too? For no reason, just to push some buttons and register some things, get some money just for not doing anything extra, just making these fucking videos. And I don't know how much you would get paid anyway, but yeah, I wouldn't mind them just depositing me money for me doing nothing extra. But I don't want number one, I don't want those annoying fucking commercials now that some of you can't even skip through anymore. I don't want you viewers to have to go through that bullshit and skipping and all that. Number one. But most importantly, I don't want anyone ever to be able to say, well, you're just making shit up for clicks and views so you can get money. Like Ashblonde6 tries to do all the time in my comics. You're just making up lies for clicks and views so people want. No. I'm not gaining anything monetarily or otherwise from this. Actually, I lose time and money doing it. Not that I mind. I love you guys, but and anyway, how he handled Audrey like that was ridiculous. Because her information is so good, is what it is. And she's so on that bitch. And anything she says is, you understand it completely. It makes perfect fucking sense, and there's no questioning it, guys. She's one of the best in the business with this, man. And that's why he came at her like that. Your morals, that's what he said. He came at her. Your ethics and morals, he says, you're going to compromise them. Because you went on a show with some dude that's a gossip columnist, you're going to compromise your morals? Did you see how he came at her? It's absolutely disgusting how he came at her, man. He doesn't pick on men, I've noticed. And he lets Ken come on his show, too. That's also very suspect. But I do notice he doesn't pick on men ever. And if I went on his show and he started bullshit with me, I'd turn it all around, take control of his very own show, and would let him know what time it is. But all he would do is and I would be just knocked off the thing, and then he would start talking. Well, this guy's obviously mentally ill and conspiracy theorist, and he's just too crazy. I have to get him off of here. I can't do that for the integrity of the show. This is the type of shit we would hear from this dude. Again, I got no beef with him, but I know what time it is, and I've been around a while, and I'm pretty good at reading people you judge people in the present and their future behavior by their past behavior. Okay? People don't change for the most part. They grow older, they grow wiser, they get a little more conservative as they get older. As you get older, you want to just not deal with the bullshit anymore. You let things slide, you let things go by. But overall, people don't change. That's a lie. Now, I mean, with the exception of there are some people that have this religious conversion that go from fucking, robbers, rapists, crazy, and then and then, what? Okay, that happens. But besides that, people don't just in general change. They don't, man. And that's why this bitch Gypsy is just the same as she was 10 years ago. Just the same. Damona, Ruby, Bella, the whole fucking pack. They all were there then. They're all living there now. All right? Pay attention, guys. I'm not going on anywhere live until it's with Gypsy. If someone out there can arrange it, I don't care who's. I would love it to be Becca Scoops, but that bitch would never. I would love for Becca Scoops to moderate us, but that bitch will never show up there. I'll do it on Toddy One Skip too. See you in the next video.